My quick crypto family and my coin factory family, we are back once more with another daily crypto and Casper live stream, and we have some pretty big information to get through in today's stream. I was doing my own research in my own time, and I found some pretty big sources from the likes of Barclays, one of the biggest banks in the UK, the second largest one in the UK for that matter, as well as many other very significant updates suggesting that crypto's adoption we already know is about to explode, but to the level of belief, for me, I always believed that the institutions want crypto, but seeing what I've seen today, the belief that they have in the foundation of DeFi is absolutely game changing, and for me, this will open up the floodgates to Casper being the most decentralized application right now for crypto, and also in the mission they are right now in building their own protocol. Casper, I believe, will be one that will drastically change this space for the better, and a lot of institutions are going to want to get their hands on them. Of course, we'll get to that in this stream. We've got a lot more updates. Right now, the market is still looking a little bit worse for wear. This is off the back of yesterday's inflation report data. Not to mention also we have some other economic factors to get into in this stream regarding the fact that China's also in the mud, and China being the second largest economy right now in the world is also why causing some issues. Right now the whole economy is in a bit of a it's on the tightrope, if you will. But be that as it may, this does lead towards the worry in the market of there being a recession or a collapse of sorts. But so far, I think we're more likely going to see that maybe be held off for the time being, and we'll see another crypto rally. But of course, time will tell. Either way, though, Casper right now is up 0.85% on the daily time frame, valued at 11.49 cents. It did momentarily drop below this zone here, so just correcting down to 10.9 cents. But for the most part, it rebounded off that very, very quickly. So far, Casper is for the most part holding strong around the level 11 cents zone. And if we can hold this level of support here, that for me is a very key indicator to suggest that this is the next bottom for Casper, unless we see a massive crash, and then that would allow Casper to start again gradually accumulating, probably again going between this zone to eventually then make a push up to the next level of support. And with what's coming soon for Casper and crypto as a whole, I believe it's a good possibility we'll see some significant price moves in crypto and Casper in this month. Good evening, DC, my man. Welcome to the stream. Casper can absolutely dog again, as the rest of the alts, to be fair. I mean, Casper right now is not doing very well, but again, as you mentioned, yes, all the alts right now are bleeding. That is because Bitcoin dominance is still quite high, as we can see. Bitcoin dominance is still quite high, so the market is still run by Bitcoin, and Bitcoin right now is the one that is correcting. It did momentarily bounce off 92k, to which the traders in our executive community here did highlight that this is still a very, very strong level of support that we need to hold. Holding it will be another key indicator for a next move up. But again, let's have more later on in this stream. What's up, Tom, my man? Welcome back to the stream. We've seen that Kraken hadn't done anything for Casper. Why and how potential balance listing would be different? First off, and to an extent, yes, you're right. Kraken listing caused this move up here, peaking around 40%, but what on the ending on the days around 30% move. Nothing crazy. Bybit listing, of course, Bybit listing caused a 3x from 5 cents to 15 cents. That's what Bybit did. So Kraken, by comparison, didn't do as much. And even though Kraken is a tier 1, but we don't consider Bybit a tier 1, if you look at the exchanges, Bybit actually is a lot larger than Kraken. So why we don't consider them is still something that I'm trying to figure out myself. But I go along with the community saying right now, although the KF do consider the likes of Bybit and BitGet as tier 1s, as well as Kraken. But either way, to answer your question, Kraken launched Casper, which did help its price at the time, helping it push towards this level here. And then, of course, following the job data, the FOMC meeting and the new rate cuts, that caused Casper to make a more recent all-time high around 18-19 cents. It's come back down right now because Kraken, while they did list Casper, they haven't offered a stablecoin pair. It's just a USD pair, which still good, but it's not what we want. We want stablecoin pairs because right now everything's being traded in stablecoins. Nobody cares about dollars anymore. I very rarely will trade in dollars. I'll always have, I mean, obviously with my bank I put money in, but most of my my assets will be traded through stablecoins. I'll be making my gains and stuff through the Solana chain, through my other trading, which again talk about a lot more in the executive page. And there's currently a 7-day free trial. Go check it out if you want to. Link in the description, chat, and also on the homepage right here. But it was, either way, as I mentioned, that's being traded in cryptocurrencies or in stablecoins. I don't use it in dollars or fiat anymore. So that is a bit of a limiter. And also, again, you can see the volume for Kraken is still lackluster. But then, of course, the main point is that Binance is the largest exchange in the world. Kraken right now has 1.6 billion 24-hour trading volume with 1.7 million weekly visits. Binance has, 20 times, if not maybe a bit more than that, 20 times more in terms of trading volume and 10 times more in terms of weekly visits. It's just, respect to Kraken is still a good exchange and nice tier 1, but Binance is just so much larger. So therefore, there's a understandable belief that the Binance listing will cause significantly more movement in the price for Casper than Kraken's would have done, which actually, there's a post here from Christian Ludwig talking about how the number 5 wallet, which I've highlighted already in the past, this wallet here, which actually just added another 12.8 million Casper, which is very, very interesting. There's a lot of speculation right now in this community that the number 5 wallet is unknown, there's no tag by it, but therefore the only type of wallets would add such a significant amount would be a major exchange. So there's a lot of speculation right now that this wallet, number 5 wallet, is in fact the Binance wallet, and we know that they have a futures contract of Casper. They now have a mining pool, and right now there's an incentive to mine Casper on that mining pool. And with adding more and more Casper, potentially we're going to see that Binance listing happening by the end of this month, if not hopefully early February. I still believe and hope, of course not financial advice, we'll get a Binance listing with Casper in this quarter, around latest, of course, hopefully around 10 BPS. But of course, time will tell. Don't be emotional, do your own research, all that sort of stuff. But it's still very, very good to see. And in regards to that as well, we're seeing that the addresses for Casper is still holding quite strong. 580,000 addresses. We're seeing, a lot of incentive still to get hold of Casper at these cheap levels. And the hash rate has actually fallen off recently, which is not the best news. But either way, it's still staying strong. Come down to 1.32. Which you can see, we did see it here around 1.3 for a long time before correcting, making a nice rally upwards, and now it's coming back down again. I believe it will come back in due time. It is a proof of work, it's being mined more and more, so I think it's only a matter of time. And it's because there's still so much belief in Casper right now. Michael Saylor put a post out here saying that Bhutan's pioneers adoption of Bitcoin strategic reserve and digital assets framework, and Nicholas Sismore, who of course works for Casper and Casper Media's team, but he used to be the head of research for listings for Binance US, and he is now saying Casper's next. Of course, he works for Casper, he would say that, but either way, it's a big deal for him saying that Casper's next. The idea that you could see the likes of Casper strategic reserve and digital asset framework coming for Casper, which I think is a good possibility. KRI has replied to this post here about how XRP jumped from 60 cents to $2.70 after the Gary Gensler resignation was confirmed. And also, therefore, what can Casper do from 12 cents? And the KRI has replied to this saying that we will have the superior, useful, truly decentralized product for finance and industry to adopt. They're going to be a market maker for Casper, getting its name out there. And based on once more the information I'm going to show you in the stream, I do believe that it's not going to be just a KRI. Casper will be widely adopted by many, many institutions. Again, remember, KRI are considering Casper, which is a big deal. What more they have to consider, again, time will tell. But either way, they are considering Casper, and I do still believe that an ETF for Casper is definitely on the cards to cycle. And as Shai mentions it here, which is just another inkling, the more he dives into how smart contracts will work on Casper, the more he realizes how unique they are going to be. Casper's instant confirmation and high parallelism allow for stuff that's straight up voodoo, just crazy. Base rollups that respond as fast as on-chain computation, game theoretically secure method systems and oracles, black magic. Not only is it a complete lie that smart contracts can't work on DAGs, which is currently a lot of things that people are saying right now in an attempt to FUD Casper, they can work, but not only could they potentially work, they can work much better than anything else thus far. Of course, it's going to take a while, but once these launch happening in summer this year, 2025, those who started to FUD will end up eating their own hat, down to the last crumb. And once more, this is something that I have truly believed for a while. This is why I still choose to hold Casper, why whenever we see a correction with Casper, I have never sold. If anything, I've DCA'd and bought more at these dips. Quite weirdly, if you will, Maybe this is bullish, I don't know. But right now, with the market being so red, Casper and XRP are the only two right now that are showing some positive movement in its price. I'm not saying it's going to be a rally or a breakout for either of those two, but it is nice to see that, even though Bitcoin's correcting down and has, ended up rebounding off the support right now, hopefully it holds it. Casper equally corrected down with it and is now rebounding with it as well. So Casper's still holding strong. Should we lose the level of support, I do think we'll see more liquidation with crypto, and Casper may correct down to 10 cents, but so far we are holding strong in and around 11 cents, which is a good indicator in my belief. What's up, DDM? Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're doing very, very well. The liquidity has been taken and is going back to take the shorts now. Yeah, I believe that is potentially what's happening as well. The liquidation event came as a result of all the FUD happening in the community from yesterday's interest reports, where there's a lot of, from the data that came out, the crypto community incentive, if you will, what they believe will happen therefore is that the next time we get a meeting, there will be no more rate cuts, at least for the foreseeable future, because again, inflation is not where we want it to be, and everything else is not ideal. So therefore, with the belief therefore the Fed won't be cutting any more rates, or the next time they won't cut rates, people are like, okay, well, it's the economy's in shambles, time to dump. That's predominantly why the market is crashing. And we can see this here from Kobe's letter. Here's one more. Part of the problem as well is that what we're seeing right now, technically speaking, has never happened in recent history. For example, in this situation here, there's been a sudden collapse of 30-year interest rates that are now lower in China than Japan, which is actually insane. There's a whole thread here. I'll be linking this in my community. Go check it out. Links in the description, the chat, and also on your homepage. But ultimately, it just goes into detail about how, the consumer confidence has collapsed in China, and China is the second largest economy in the world. So that's why it's quite a significant issue. And even with their stimulus package that China's been trying to push out, it has not been working. It has not been working at all. So the Chinese yuan is rapidly decreasing in value, it's weakening, which is not a good thing for China, and by that logic also being the second largest economy in the world, not good for the general economy. But so far things seem to, for the most part, be holding strong. Despite we're seeing collapse, we are seeing a kind of a polar opposite between the China and the US. Deflation versus inflation right now. So, of course, time will tell, why aren't markets around the world crashing? It's because the largest economy is still inflating, while the second largest economy is deflating. They're literally going against each other. But maybe there'll be a breakout. Of course, we know Trump's got a lot of ideas to how to fix America's current economic crisis. It's going to be an intriguing time this year, I believe, for the whole economy. Making amends from all the money printing and stuff that's been happening, but equally with crypto coming into play, how impactful crypto will be on the economy as a whole, because there is a very strong case to make that the whole outrageous amount of debt that can be tokenized. There's pretty much everything that we know as it is can be put on chain. That is why you've got sources I'm going to get into in a moment, like this here from Barclays Bank, where they're basically just going into a lot of depth and detail about their very, very bullish stance on DeFi and the future that is going to come with crypto. Binance volume is absolutely massive compared to Kraken. That also, being the biggest reason as well. That's why it'd be a very, very big deal. What's up, my man? Welcome back to the stream. Clayton Green, what's up, Kas fam? Kas is actually holding its own quite well today. Look at Kas Bitcoin, bounce off the range low. Let's have a look at Kas Bitcoin. We can see on the CoinNext graph here, Bitcoin has now gone back to outperforming Casper, which, is to be expected right now. Casper's not been moving, but Casper, in my belief, will move, and it will end up outperforming Bitcoin once again. Currently, it's down 11%. Actually, that's at the bottom wick. Apologies. This is where it's at right now, and it's actually now up minus 6.83%. But yes, it is currently, after its fall off following Bitcoin's correction as well, reaching 92k, is now rebounding, which is a good sign all in all. Cas is going to drop down bad, going to buy back at 8 cents. Potentially it is, Adam. Potentially it is, but I think that does depend on Bitcoin. Right now we can see Casper is effectively following Bitcoin in its price. It came down here when Bitcoin corrected down to 92k. Bitcoin corrected and rebounded off 92k. and Casper followed in suit, and now it's up 0.9%. If Bitcoin loses this level of support, which yes is possible, but if it can hold this, I think that will be a key indicator that we have found the local bottom, and cryptos therefore won't correct further than that, and will start to accumulate in value and go up. The reason why I'm still optimistic about crypto and equally Casper could correct further. I am on the impression that it won't correct much further from here, if at all. If we can hold this level, which I'm optimistic also that it can do. It's based on everything else we're seeing right now. So President-elect Trump has announced $20 billion investment to build new data centers in the United States. That is based off the fact that so much of the data we've come out, from the economic data stuff we've been seeing for ages and ages and ages, has seemingly all been skewed or misinformed. So I think Trump's trying to say, yeah, all the information that's been coming out is just being incorrect. It's just not accurate enough. So he wants to build new ones to, I guess, bring some more clarity. You have this video here that I'll play later on from Republican Mike Flood, who is now Donald Trump's new crypto czar, where he's just talking about, how he basically wants to push crypto to the next level to make America the fintech hub of the world. You've got the $5.4 trillion asset manager Fidelity, who says nation states and governments will be the next significant investor that might add Bitcoin to their portfolio, ultimately talking about more incoming crypto adoption. I showed this in my stream yesterday, and I'll make a video on it ideally tomorrow, where the new Speaker of the House, re-elected Mike Johnson, announced that a lot of Trump's agendas, his pro-crypto agendas, they want to implement immediately. They're working on it right now behind the scenes. So therefore, when Trump's inaugurated in just 12 days, we'll likely see many of these rules and these laws and agendas come out almost instantaneously, if not instant, on the day he comes out or he's inaugurated, which is a very, very big deal. And we've got some big announcements like this as well. Elena Terrett here says the first crypto wallet to list on a major US exchange, Exodus, rang the opening bell at the New York NYSE this morning. This is huge news. Why? Well, simply put, it raises more adoption and recognition towards crypto as a whole. Mainstream adoption coming to crypto with the first crypto wallet to ring the opening bell at the NYSE. It also increases legitimacy in the public eye of crypto and of course of Exodus as well, and therefore improves investor confidence and could potentially be a catalyst. We're seeing crypto companies more and more get involved with, the general financial system, the Tradefis sector, which is a very, very big deal. And then we've got this post here, which this post here is very, very significant. I'll do a little bit of a deep dive here, and I'll do an even deeper TLDR, deeper dive, which I'll be displaying to my executive members in the community. Go check it out if you want to. We'll be talking about a lot more in there, giving more alpha information in there, as opposed to also doing other means like maximizing more from the crypto sector through trades we've made. We made this one recently, MLG, which actually saw, I posted about it at 30 mil. It went up to 160 mil. So that's a 5x over that, which is very, very good. We also mentioned about this one here, or this one I haven't actually mentioned, but it's one that I've been looking at, which I think also could be a decent rally. Got this one here, Exo Cortex, that made a 25x when we posted about this a while back, and there've been many, many more as well. Build, of course, being one of our, also made a 5x. A lot to talk about in the community, and equally we'll put down some alpha info. We also have the people who want to actively learn how to maximize more from the crypto sector. Alpha information stuff goes into here as well, amongst hidden gems. Go check it out if you want to, link in the chat. There's also a 7-day free trial. Those who want to just get an inkling to see what about. What I'm going to talk about in today's stream will just be a small summary of what is going to be talked about in a lot more detail there. So yes, by all means. But this is very, very big here. So this post here from Smoke. The evolution of money into the digital era will involve around $418 trillion of value. This article here, The Evolution of Money, was posted by Rise Insights. Right? This is from Barclays Bank. This is Barclays Bank. Rise Barclays. And this article goes into a lot of detail about many, many major developments, ultimately just talking a lot about this shift coming into the financial sector. What's coming in the very near future. Here is the article, The Future of Money. You can see it talks about how The physical objects used to represent money don't always have to have intrinsic value, whether it represents by a seashell, metal, a metal coin, a piece of paper on a string, or a string of code electronically mined by a computer, hinting therefore like Bitcoin. Its total global value, currently estimated to be around $418 trillion, depends on the importance that people place on it as a medium of exchange, a unit of measurement, and a storehouse of wealth. Ultimately, there seems to be an estimate of $418 trillion right now, and this is inherently dependent on us, how much we put value in these projects, how much institutions equally put value in these projects. That's why Bitcoin is rallying, or not right now, but that's why Bitcoin's now near 100k. That's why, Casper was earlier. I think Casper equally is going to have a sort of significant run when people understand what is being built on Casper. Again, as Shine mentions, the stuff coming with smart contract is so revolutionary that it'll be very, very big. And when people understand the significance of that, that'll also bring more adoption and more understanding of Casper as a medium of exchange, allowing it to also soar in value. But that's not the only thing. The article goes into a lot more detail on many, many more massive pieces of information here. Talking about CBDCs, of course, also talks about stablecoins. The impacts and benefits of regulation on stablecoins right here. You've got a post here. The CEO and founder of Impact Foundry, venture capitalist and strategy. Stablecoins are a rapidly growing area of the crypto asset industry, offering the robust benefits of blockchain technology. We are seeing articles published by the second largest bank in the United Kingdom. Right now, Barclays doesn't have any official crypto policies, but they have a lot of influence. They're the second biggest bank in the UK. And also, they seem to have some agendas to start getting involved with crypto as well, which is huge, huge news. So they go into all of that as well. Again, this is me just briefly covering it. I'm covering a lot more detail again in my community in the executive section. And they also then go into the importance of AI and blockchain. And those are two of the main topics you talk about in the executive page as well. How big AI is right now. AI has been revolutionary so far, absolutely game changing. And a lot of the plays that are being made through the trades we've been doing as well have been coming through AI projects, AI agents. This is, I'm actually going to actually get more and more research in there as well to try and find these sort of very significant sneak peeks information that come from institutional documents, to ultimately just breaking down the significance that is coming to this space of crypto technology. And I highlighted stablecoins here. Shout out to Kabir, my man, who linked this to me. Stablecoins are going through a lot more testing right now on Casper Testnet 10. There was an announcement made 3 weeks ago about, there are being 4 new ops coming to Casper for the test, or coming on Testnet 10 of Casper, which are significant for stablecoins. And Oyson Lee here posted 10 hours ago about the current progression with the developments. Casper, from a technical perspective, is the best possible network for stablecoins because it's decentralized and it's extremely quick while also being very, very cheap. Nakamoto's 51% BFT proof of work security, lean decentralization, and again, I'll highlight this video in a moment about how Brad Garlinghouse confirms that DeFi is leading the way. It's transforming the space. Casper can scale to the highest network demands needed for global stablecoin adoption. The fee is a fifth of a US penny. As fast as current leading merchant exchanges options like Visa and MasterCard, and soon will be even faster than that with the 10 BPS upgrade. Casper are now starting to get involved with stablecoins, as well as also they'll be diving in more into smart contracts. 10 BPS is about 2 months away now, if not maybe 3. Very, very soon. And while we're also going to see a very, very game-changing announcement with that, I'm not saying you'll see a price explosion following 10 BPS. We can't say for sure. Right now, people don't care about Casper, or at least they don't care about technology. They want to see price pumps. People don't understand right now, for the most part, the element of building for the future. At least that's my understanding of the community right now. A lot of us, I think, do understand that Casper is early. It's got a lot of stuff coming, and when people, the quote unquote normies, understand the significance of the developments, that's when the price will start pumping. But of course, I want to get in early before everyone starts realizing the significance of this. Grayscale considering Casper because they realise the significance of this. Marathon's buying Casper because they realise the significance of this. Zodia is partnered with Casper as well. Binance, of course, haven't listed Casper yet, but hopefully they will do very, very soon. But stablecoins are coming to Casper. Smart contracts are coming to Casper. 10BS are coming to Casper. And we have institutional documents and documents of institutions here explaining how the shift happening in crypto and how we're going to see so much more adoption happening very, very soon, and how important the likes of stablecoins are. As in Barclays Bank Rise has posted this. Still extremely early for crypto adoption. This is due to be the great wealth transfer. $418 trillion is going to be tokenized. It does not necessarily mean we're going to see the total market cap be 418 trillion. Because there'll be some going through private chains, some going through public chains. But it does mean that we're going to see significantly more capital flood into crypto, which will inherently help the boost the price of Bitcoin, of other crypto projects that have real use case. And right now, truth be told, Casper's use case isn't there because it's building it. But a lot of what it's building is also going to be coming out this year. And then you're going to see DAG Night happening either late this year or in 2026. Again, we have to find out more when we have more developments and updates. You've got DAG Night, that will be equally game changing. Then you also have the potential of 32 or 100 block per second. But what Casper's already building, as Ludwig highlights here, is already impressive. It's already significant. Right now, there's not a lot of transaction happening on Casper because it's not going to be adoption yet. The only reason people have using Casper right now is KRC20. But you're going to have smart contracts coming out in the summer, and then you'll see a lot more reasons to utilize and jump on Casper. Significantly more. And that's ultimately why I'm in Casper where I'm at right now, and why I believe so much in the future and where it's going to go. And that's also why XRP, Ripple, they recently released their own stablecoin. And Monica Long, the president of Ripple, has stated here that the stablecoin RUST is going to be listed on more exchanges immediately. It's just got listed on a Bitstamp. And also, she expects you'll see XRP ETFs coming very, very soon. In fact, I did see earlier today or yesterday that Donald Trump actually met with the Ripple CEO and Chief Legal Officer. So people are now like, okay, well, the fact that you've seen them meeting together is crazy. So people are like, oh, that's potentially why XRP is rallying right now. Because people are like, oh, Donald Trump met with XRP, great, so therefore he's bullish on XRP, lawsuits over, victory, and that's how the community works. There's a lot more to look forward to in this space. And I'm barely scratching the surface right now of what coming to Casper as well. Cool, Casper Cash, you know it. What Casper Cat holder category UJ? I mentioned it in a previous live stream. I said I'm going to do it once and only. I will not do it again because while I am very transparent, open with all of you, there's certain elements of money you want to try and keep to yourself. Despite, yes, this is blockchain, everything's open for everyone to see. I will disclose that I am not a whale. I'm not a whale. And I'm not a shark. That's as far as I'm going to disclose. You're welcome to therefore speculate how much I have if you want to. Hats off to you for streaming on red days, unlike some moon boys. Hey, I will stream every day. I mean, if you've been around for a while, my man, I've been streaming Casper since August 1st. I started streaming when Casper started going through its massive correction. I've been streaming every day since. I've not missed a day since August 1st. And I don't plan to. Of course, obviously there will be a day in the future where I might end up having to, but I don't plan to miss any single day streaming. Be here every day covering Casper and covering crypto and for what is to come. I do believe the floodgates will open for Casper in this cycle, and again, as developments build up more and more, smart contracts, stablecoins, 10 BPS. With what's coming in this space, I'll cover this video in a moment. The level of adoption coming to crypto is going to be so explosive that with what Casper's building, it is going to, in my belief, significantly capture a lot of this market. What's up, Horse? What's up, my man? Welcome back to the stream. I really dislike Shy. I mean, a lot of people do. I haven't got a problem with him at all. I have a problem with him at all. I understand why people do. I don't, personally. I want Bitcoin to pimple around in this range for a few weeks, and that's when we all get alt. I mean, I don't think we'll get alt season necessarily this month. If we do, I get a very, very small one, because my belief, again, not financial advice, but my belief is we'll see crypto kind of in this zone right now. You'll see a lot of FOMO start to build up following Trump's inauguration. I highlighted this post in my stream yesterday. Okay, well, thanks Driver Easy for doing that. Which of the post? Can you, why? Mate, I'm just getting, my computer's cucking me. Where's the post? Yeah, this post here. There you go. Sorry. Yeah, about Mike Johnson, who is now the new Speaker of the House of Financial Services, who highlighted in this interview with Fox News that they are going to implement Trump's agendas immediately. So that's 12 days from now. If he stays true to his word, again, you've got to treat it on discretion, but if he stays true to his word, you're going to see a lot of FOMO building up days before his inauguration in the belief that he's going to start pushing out some serious crypto agendas as he takes office. So I don't think we're going to necessarily have enough time for an alt season to properly take off in this zones right now. I think you'll see Bitcoin I want to believe you'll see Bitcoin continue to stay within this zone here and then start pushing up, leaning towards Trump's inauguration in the speculation, in the belief you'll start seeing some movement come in. Of course, if it does stay at this zone, then you'll see alt start to go bigger and therefore Casper likely as well. Thanks, buddy, but how alt season start if it always follows Bitcoin chart? Good question, my man. Good question. So basically, it comes down to a number of factors. This is the main and simplest way I could put it. This is Bitcoin dominance right now. So Bitcoin will pump. Let's just say for sake of it, Bitcoin pumps to 120k, and then it holds at 120k level for 2 odd weeks or so. This is the Bitcoin dominance chart, right? So right now we can see Bitcoin dominance peaked recently at 61%. So right now the market is mainly being dominated by Bitcoin. When Bitcoin is stagnant or not moving much, or like a lot of the trades are being conducted outside of Bitcoin, the dominance starts to fall off. Once it gets below this trend line, you tend to start seeing a lot more movement with alts. Once it drops below 50%, or anything close down this zone here, that's when alts start to go flying. That doesn't necessarily mean that Bitcoin will correct in price, but it means that Bitcoin's not the focus anymore because Bitcoin's reached its level. What you're typically seeing therefore is money trickle out from Bitcoin into the altcoins. So everything follows Bitcoin when Bitcoin's dominating the market, but when Bitcoin dominance falls off, then alt starts signing. That's when you see alt season. That's when you'll see assets like Sui, like C, like Tau, like Casper start to rally a lot more. And then those assets that are, have their own unique tinge to it, I think also have their next leg up, if you will, as well, which I think Casper, for what they're building this cycle, will have its own little, it'll follow the alt season, then it'll have its own miniature little leg up as well, based on what they are building. But yeah, liquidity flows from Bitcoin to alts. If previous cycle, yeah, that's basically the TLDR of it as well. The money from Bitcoin will flood into the altcoins. I heard some discussions from other YouTube creators, Discord, that this bull run will be hyperbolic but won't be as long as last cycles. Any Q1, Q2 to the Q4. Is that in regards to Bitcoin? Thoughts? I've heard similar theories. Truth be told, no one really knows for sure. Of course, you have information like this, with there being a massive crisis in the economy, that will support those theories if they use that fact at least. I'm not entirely sure. But I've heard similar things myself. This is one indicator, being the CBBI, which is a Bitcoin index that utilizes advanced real-time analysis of 9 metrics to help determine the top of Bitcoin, and it's been very, very accurate, calling the top in the 2018 cycle. It called a top in the 2021 cycle, but of course we saw a double top of Bitcoin then, and it went higher. So far, I've not seen it hit 90 yet, which is a key indicator that we've still got more room to run. And equally, right now, we can see in the funding heat map that things are still relatively cool. When it gets to orange, it means it's overheated. And that's what we saw back in March. We saw Bitcoin rally after ETF launched to 74k before it had a 5 months call-off period in waiting for the next rate cuts and for Trump's election, or for the election in the United States where Trump won. So people who are analysing previous cycles are suggesting that we may see a similar sort of case where we'll see the market peak, April, like Q1, May, like Q2 time. But I mean, and there's no disrespect to any content creator, because again, they may know stuff that I don't. But to my understanding, anyone who says this is where the cycle tops, they do not know unless they are actively speaking to the likes of BlackRock, who are controlling the market. Because BlackRock are in the market, they control the market. If you have inside information from BlackRock and they say we want Bitcoin to stop pumping in May, then yeah, sure. But anyone who's trying to predict it, they're using, I'm hoping, technical analysis alongside economic data. They're using their information to help predict it. I am going to be constantly analysing these markets as I do my daily streams, and I'll also be doing more so in my communities, where I'll be looking through data like this, looking through, economic factors as well to help me judge the market sentiment and determine where the top may be or a top may be. But truth be told, the cycle could end Q1, Q2, it could also end Q4. We don't know. So far, crypto's always ended in the fourth quarter. 2 cycles ago, it was in December. Last cycle topped in April, or topped in April time, but then it came back down. But then it also then made a double top and actually went higher in November. So yeah, I mean, where I do see the belief behind that theory, and I'm not discrediting the belief, I'm just highlighting that it's no one truly knows. You just got to keep doing your own research, try and devise your own trading strategies, and just, I guess, what I would also, me personally, I'm not saying it's not advice, none of it's advice, but me personally, I'm not going to try and time the top, because timing the top is in my belief stupid. As Bingo Bango says, time in the market is better than trying to time the market. That's one of the biggest mistakes that traders make. Investors maybe not so much as well, but in traders in general, they'll try and buy the absolute bottom and then try to take at the absolute top, and therefore they end up missing their entries and missing their exits. You're better off, I'm better off, like for example this trade I made here, not this one I made here, well, this one I put in my community at 40 mil at here, and I said I'm going to wait for a correction, probably 30 mil, and then once I expected to 30 mil, it came down to 22 mil, but I got in at 30 mil because I didn't want to wait for an absolute bottom. I got at 30 mil and it popped 5x, and I'm still holding. I've taken profits, of course, but I'm still holding this, and I've told this in my community as well. I've made a very, very big gain. It's currently coming down, but for what this project is, for who's backing this meme token MLG, I do see it going higher as well. I've disclosed the information once more in the executive section, alongside this sort of information that I disclosed earlier briefly, these institutional documents from like the Barclays Bank, and you'll see many more posted in due time. This will also be disclosed for those who are also a part of the executive page, who want to actively gain a bigger understanding of this market and where we're going to go, to help therefore devise trade. I mean, obviously, a lot of information here I'll be posting in the community as it is. I've got my free community there for everyone who wants to just talk more about crypto and Casper, understanding a lot more in this space anyway. And a lot of information I disclose in there as well, but there is some information that I deem even more alpha that has helped me in my understanding of where the market's going to go and making my trades and whatnot and profits and whatnot, that I'll put exclusively for those who are in the executive page. So again, if you want to learn more, link in the description, in the chat now, also on my YouTube homepage, go check it out. 7-day free trial going on right now. And equally, we do plan in the future to increase the price of this. So those who are to get in now, if you to be a member, you would be grandfathered in this price. So therefore, if or when we do increase the price, you wouldn't have to, you used to be paying the same amount. What's up, D with me? Welcome back to the stream, my man. Hope you're doing very, very well. It's not going back to 8 cents for any significant time. It might wick down. I mean, again, yeah, DC, I understand where DC coming from. It's effectively what I was saying as well. Like, where's a possibility it could, but it depends inherently on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin holds its level, which right now it is doing so, then hopefully we'll see Casper hold it as well. But I think 8 cents is quite a significant shot. And people have been saying 8 cents Casper for, since November last year. They've been saying 8 cents Casper for a very, very long time. People are obviously going to be doing the whole TA thing. Oh, this is a current head and shoulders. I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe it is. But again, this is the whole. You could also argue, you look more short term. This is a cup and handle. Like again, the whole element of TA is so relative. I use TA to help me devise where the levels of support and resistance are, but I ultimately use real development and economic data that I showcase in these streams to help me devise the current sentiment of crypto. I understand the market's correcting because of the shock in the community from data that come out about how severe the current economy is. The fact we are seeing stuff we've not seen in recent history, which is disastrous. But then I also see news like this with a lot of very, very pro-crypto news coming out about what is to come with Trump's inauguration very soon, how much money is going to flood into the space in due time, that I'm like, okay, it's a small-term correction, small-term FUD, just trying to shake out some weak hands for what's going to come. That's the same way I see Casper. Those who are manipulating the price of Casper, whether it be Mexi, whoever you may pin the blame on, I just see it as weak hands being shaken out. Again, no, disrespect to anybody who's been shaken out of Casper. I understand people being shaken out of Casper, that's fair enough. But I personally have not lost faith in Casper even a little bit. In fact, it only grows more and more as I see more information like this coming out with stablecoins, with smart contracts and much, much more. And again, with this wallet, also adding another $1.5 million worth of Casper, which is very strongly believed to be a Binance wallet. If you look at Casper right now, we can see the volume is up to 145 mil, which is not bad, of course. We were seeing 300 not that long ago, or about a month ago now. We're going to return to that sort of levels. Again, Mexi is dominating it. But the higher the volume, again, the KF confirmed on the 10th of November, so about 2 months ago now, that the higher the volume, the more incentive there is for massive exchanges, the likes of Binance, Coinbase, OKX to jump on board and list the project. What about USDX? Tether out, Kas in, faster and cheaper, truly decentralized. I am not completely sure what USDX is, as I see that here, USDX. We've seen stuff here. I'm not completely sure what it is, but I'll find out in due time. There is a lot of, I'm sure you'll see Tether come onto Casper, because Tether is still by far and away the largest stablecoin. That's not even close. But there is a lot of FUD surrounding Tether right now, based on their, lack of audit, or whether I can't name it, but there's a lot of stuff. So Tether is, especially after Mika as well, people are now saying Tether's in the crossfire. Stables on Casper is the one, each or not. Yeah, Stablecoins on Casper is actually game changing. For what it is already, and for when 10 BPS comes out, it'll be just again that much better. And that's going to be a very, very big deal. You're going to see Casper launch their own stablecoins through, and the KI are going to launch like gigawatt stablecoin as well for the energy sector, very, very big. And you'll see Casper therefore be able to also transact stablecoins. And with Casper being decentralized and also very, very quick and cheap, you're going to see Casper not straight away again. Don't be emotionally logical. It's going to be a gradual marathon, not a sprint. But you'll see in due time Casper start to steal, customers and stuff from other chains. Casper platform is by far, in my belief, the best one for stablecoins for what technology is. Do you think the world would adopt an Israeli? It's not an Israeli coin, DC. You know what? I say that though. That is part of the problem, and it's by no means I'm coming at you. I don't. If it sounds like I am, I'm trying to say I'm not. I apologize if I just saying that way. But the problem that people have, and people are going to see it this way, the same that you've seen it, is the developers of Casper are from Israel. But it's not an Israeli coin. It's a decentralized currency, and also, Sompolinsky, Michael Sutton, Shai, they aren't the CEOs. They're the founders, but they're not CEOs. They're just developers. Casper has. Again, the same way Bitcoin has people behind it right now working on it. They're maybe not as known, or at least not in this community as known as the likes of Casper's are. And of course, Satoshi Nakamoto is also unknown as well. But Casper, like Bitcoin, is decentralized. It has no central entity behind. XRP has Ripple behind it. So that's centralized. But Casper is not an Israeli coin. The developers behind it are from Israel, some of them, but again, they have multiple developers from all parts of the region of the world. The founders are from Israel, but it's not an Israeli coin. But the problem is, unfortunately, there will be people who see it that way. And that may cause some issues, but Casper is decentralized. Fair launch proof of work, so it's not an Israeli coin. So I guess to answer your question, I think people will adopt it. The world will adopt it. The KRI are going to also be market makers to make sure that Casper is adopted. But there will definitely be some entities, some parts of the world who may not adopt it because they do view it the same way that people will view it as an Israeli coin when it's not. What's up, Crypto Travel? Just scooped a bit more Casper an hour ago. Had a good feeling. Yeah, I think there's a very good feeling for Casper right now. Again, we could see lower lows, but this is, again, not financial advice. I think it's a very, very good entry level for Casper. If Casper, I mean, yeah, even those who are flooding Casper right now, there's still, like, everyone who floods Casper right now is based on price action. But the one thing I've always heard as well, I've not heard anybody confidently state that Casper is not going to go higher in this cycle. Nobody has confidently stated that this is the top for Casper this cycle. Everyone who's flooded Casper is based on the price action, and they're now saying, oh no, Casper can't reach $10 now. $10 is always going to be too much. 25 billion market cap is excessive. And while, I mean, I'm not saying it's completely impossible, but it's extremely unlikely. Extremely unlikely. People who are flooding Casper are upset because they listen to Moon Boys that told him it's going to go to 10, 15, $20. Realistically, it was not going to go that high. So, but everyone's still in the community under the incentive that Casper's still going to make all-time highs this cycle and still going to rise up higher. Still, a lot of people still believe you can see a $1 Casper. It's still a 10x from here. And even then, if you see a 50 cents Casper, which I think is, again, it's too bearish for Casper, 50 cents Casper, still a 5x from here. What other project in this space here will make a 5x in this current price? I think Tower will make over a 5x from here. I think C will make over a 5x from here. Sui, no. XRP, I don't think it goes above $10 a cycle. Ethereum, no. The smaller caps one, sure, but there's a higher risk in that as well. I still think Casper can reach $2 a cycle, truth be told. What's up, Stephen King? What about to stream, my man? Hope you're doing very, very good. Andy A bought 10 more Casper. Big up to you, my man. Big up to you indeed. Fill up that bag. Fill that bag. I think getting out of this bull cycle would be very tricky. General consensus is the market tops likely Q3, Q4. So I think the logical argument is that the top will sooner than later. I mean, again, while I do agree, ultimately trying to get out at the very, very top is always very, very tricky. If I took out this bull cycle right now, I'd be happy because I've made a crap ton of profit already. On Casper, no. I'm down, not by a lot, because I bought in early and I've been DCing and constantly to lower my average. But either way, Casper's one I wouldn't plan to sell anyways. But if I was to take out on my other projects so far, I got into Sui, got into C. I'm actually down on C, but got into Sui, got into Casper, got into Vulcan Forge, got into many other ones. Desync being one AI project. I've obviously made a lot of profit that I've disclosed about picks in the community here, and also then information that I've also been able to discover. It helped me in my consensus and my belief of the crypto cycle and where it's going to go. If I take profit out of crypto right now, I'd be fine with it. I'm not trying to time the absolute top. I'm going to use indicators such as these metrics here and economic factors to help me gauge where the top where we get too overheated, and therefore it might be time to look to exit liquidity or take profits. But people, if you try and time the absolute top, that's the biggest mistake that traders make and investors make. They try to time the absolute top and they get wrecked for it. Well, they did yesterday, stacked some more Casper at 10.9 cents on Kraken. Big up to you, Stephen King, looking very, very good. Who is number 10 on Casper FI? We haven't got a confirmation of such, but there's a strong speculation that number 5 is Binance. So it's not a known wallet exchange, and it is mainly sourcing from Gate and Bybit. Whoever it is, they have spent more than $50 million of dry powder accumulating Casper. Typically, only top tier 1 exchanges or institutions have that kind of dough. So is it Binance? We don't know. There's no way to physically confirm this because it's been hidden. But there's strong speculation that it's definitely someone who's got a lot of capital. So either it's an institution or it's Binance. And considering that there's a lot of growing FOMO with Binance system coming very, very soon, the mining pool incentive ending in about 2 to 3 weeks, then yeah, I would like to speculate as well this is one of Binance's wallets. We're stacking up quite a lot recently. We saw over 20 mil Casper added this day here around New Year's. And we've seen some small allocations bit by bit, and then we've seen a lot more added today. So I think Binance is coming, and we already know that Binance is coming. Like, for me, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Binance will come to Casper. That'll help a lot of its price action. You'll see FOMO dropping back in. Then what you'll probably see, if I'm completely honest, I think you'll then up seeing the price not go as high as people wanted to do. People start flooding Casper again. And yeah, and I'll just be laughing the whole time because, again, for what the Casper hasn't got VC backing to help push the price up, so it needs to really prove itself with adoption and technology. A lot of that's coming out later this cycle, and it's going to start proving itself. Smart contracts again are going to be very, very big. If I had a reliable on-ramp in the UK, aka a crypto third world, I'd be scooping up some of my Casper and Tau. Is the UK a crypto third world? Is it? I would disagree. Because from what I've seen from, especially from American politicians, like Mike Flood, people like that. In fact, there was I wonder if I retweeted it. Because there was a post where the Federal Reserve announced the resignation of Michael Barr. And in that, there was an interview that we saw happening from the Congress House or whatever it was. I've seen the video. I'll have to find it and post it again in my community. But in that video, the politician who was grilling Michael Barr was saying, you've caused America to fall behind right now, and you're allowing other regions of the world to potentially become the new crypto capital. Singapore, United Kingdom, Dubai. Those are the three that he mentioned. I mean, I know he mentioned Singapore and UK. I think he mentioned Dubai as well. Don't get me wrong, I agree with you. Yeah, United Kingdom is definitely anti-crypto, but so is America right now. So that make America also a third world crypto? The problem is, the difference is that America, similarly to an extent to the UK, they are such massive markets that even though they are anti-crypto, they can flip the switch and become very pro-crypto. And even though the UK have banned a lot of exchanges, this is one document from Barclays Bank, the second biggest bank in the United Kingdom. They are extremely pro. They are very, very bullish on the future of blockchain and AI. So while they have a lot of regulatory scrutiny for crypto, they aren't anti-crypto. They want us to make money from it, but they're not anti-crypto. They want to utilize crypto desperately. And they've made a lot of significant developments right now to where they actually right now can be classified as one of the crypto capitals. Right now, the three leading countries for crypto adoption is actually the UK, Dubai, and Singapore. Now, UK's got more regulatory scrutiny, but it is still Dubai and Singapore still up there as well, but it's still adopting it a lot. Can't use Binance, can't use KuCoin without VPN, can't use Mexi. Again, yeah, I agree with you. Exchanges are being stopped because they don't want us to get a hold of it. I agree for the investor side of things, the UK is awful for crypto. I agree with you, DC, but as institutional documentation proves it, they are not anti-crypto. They love crypto. They just don't want us to get a hold of it. Because again, we can make a crap ton of money from it. I do agree with you that the UK is stifling crypto innovation the same way America has done. The very same way. If you haven't got a US, America also, there's a lot of exchanges in America that you can't utilize. I think a lot of exchanges in America use the VPN for as well. But at the same time, Donald Trump's going to change that very, very soon. At least I believe he will do. And the UK have a lot of belief in crypto. Look, this document is just proof of that. This document here that I, very briefly went through is proof that the UK aren't anti-crypto. They look like on the surface, but they're not. What's up, Casper, man? Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're doing very, very well. What's up as well? Hello, beautiful Casper investors. What's up? I'm holding on Casper. I'm broke for now. Holding 800k Casper strong. Let's go. Let's go, my man. I love guns. Love to hear it. Yeah, I mean, Casper right now, I'm not all in because I do believe diversifying is a safe bet. My biggest bag by a margin, by a very long way, is Casper. 60-70% of my whole portfolio is in Casper. But I've made profits elsewhere. Held Sui at 1.8, that's gone up. Whole Vulcan Forge around 2.5 has gone up a bit, come back down again, but I'm still holding it longer term for the cycle. I'm looking at Naka as a decent buy, currently down to 85 cents. I actually am going to probably look to size in very, very soon because that is very undervalued in my belief. I hold C, I hold Casper, of course. I hold some XRP, made a 5x on that. I managed to make profits here and there, and it's not me trying to gloat by any means. It's just me, I guess, trying to highlight that I think diversification can be quite important. But of course, that's not me telling you to do so. I'm not a financial advisor, trader on discretion. But I do personally think diversification is always a safe bet, especially with respect, because I do love Casper, so I'm not trying to shade Casper at all. But if you're holding only Casper for the last year, you're not very happy. I mean, I would be fine with it, but I am definitely better than fine because I also have made money in other sectors. In particular, as I mentioned, through trades that I've made literally the last 2 or 3 days. MLG made me a 5x, Build maybe a 5x. Exo Cortex near the beginning when I launched the What Patreon, made a 25x. Now, obviously, I didn't max 25x this one, but I could have made 25x, but I did make a lot of profit from this one. And equally, these as well, I actually managed to basically top call these ones as well. And I've taken profit out of that and DCA'd in. So, yeah, by all means, if you want to learn more about other crypto markets, and also you want to, later on today, if not tomorrow, get the more in-depth insight into articles like this, which just gives you a much more, give you a more full rundown of this sort of article and effectively what the institutions are believing are going to happen with crypto, then by all means, those who have access to it will be are the executives who are even more locked in and trying to maximize the benefits from this crypto cycle. Right now, we have a 7-day trial going on, so you can join up, see what it's about, and if you like what you see, come join, be part of the family, and get in to be grandfathered at this price before we end up increasing them in the future. I could sleep at night if I was all in on Casper with this chart. Again, that's effectively what I was saying. It would be hard. I would be fine with it because, again, I'm seeing all this information here about stablecoins and smart contract 10 BPS. That still means I'm still no balance yet. So many things come into Casper that I'll still be happy with it. I'll be fine with it. But I think, again, I understand why people believe that as well. Hold on for dear life. Just keep holding on for dear life. You know it, my man. You know it. Don't get shaken out. Stay strong in your conviction. You're messing up my morning routine, Jay. I apologize, Crazy World. I apologize. I had to do it a little bit earlier today, unfortunately. But tomorrow's stream should be back to the usual time, which is 8 p.m. UTC. I'm not sure exactly where that is around the world, but it should be back to usual time soon after that. I'm very much all in Casper and KRC. Was able to mint the KRCs and mine the Casper. Games have been quite impressive. Howdy, Mikey. Thank you. Howdy, Mikey. Thank you. Another great stream. You're welcome, my man. Hope you had a very, very good day. And yeah, just keep on grinding, my man. And in regards to the Casper, yeah, Casper also, right now we are seeing that they are down, truth be told. But people who got into them and obviously took profits have made a big amount of gain. That's similar. Oh, you said they saved your portfolio. Similarly to me, the Solana memes also helped save my portfolio, especially recently. I made quite a lot of profit with it recently, so I'm very, very happy with it. And I will be getting to these at some point. But right now, it's just with Casper still not rallying, I actually still have more time for this to wait. And these prices are actually very, very low, so I'm definitely inclined to get into these memes very, very shortly. There's a lot coming to the space. Heading to 1 mil Casper as we speak. Couple more buys, and then I'm going to be a shark pretty level soon. Couple more buys on Kraken, and I'm there. Let's go. Big up to Night Rider. Great to hear, my man. Keep stacking that bag. What did I miss? You missed quite a lot, to be honest. Quite a lot. Ultimately, just a lot of information talking about, the belief that's coming to crypto through massive institutions like Fidelity saying governments will be the next big investors that will add or might add Bitcoin to their portfolio. Exodus being the first crypto wallet to list on a major US exchange is just rung the opening bell at the NYC, which is a very big deal for their legitimacy and building adoption for them. Apologies. You got this small post here from Smoke talk about the evolution of money. Potentially bringing $418 trillion in value, which is a very big deal. And I did go into it a little more detail with where the article came from, which is from Rise, from Barclays Bank in the United Kingdom, the second biggest bank in the UK. And covering some big parts about it, from this article here about the evolution of money to their belief on stablecoins, which again, stablecoins are coming to Casper. Huge news. And equally then AI and blockchain, which they mentioned down at the bottom here. And it's just me highlighting them. I'm going to go into a lot more detail. you're going into the real nitty gritty of this article, which I'll be posting about for my executives who want to be, maximize more from the market, putting it in this page, so 7-day trial. But there's a lot coming to space, and we're going to see a significant change. And obviously the market right now is still correcting because of the recent economic data coming out about how bad the economy is. China's going through deflation and America's going through inflation still. The Trump plans to fix that all in all. Is USDC a legal transfer in the EU? No, it's not. It's not illegal, but because they are not compliant with MiCA, a lot of exchanges are deliting them in preparation. But technically speaking, USDT has till July 2026 to be compliant with MiCA. Otherwise, then, there probably will be repercussions like them being illegal. Remember the days Bitcoin collapsed from $1 to 30 cents? It is all far in the past now, 100%. And that's simply how I see Casper. I'm not saying it's the next Bitcoin, but I do see Casper as a perfect medium of exchange. Highlighting one of the articles here, talk about, DeFi is heading to the next world, how people believe that Casper will be perfect as a medium of exchange for what is coming to it. What's coming with smart contracts as well, I think it's going to be a very, very big deal. But yeah, that's what Casper's all about. And I think Casper's got a lot coming for it in this cycle. Will it happen late? Probably. Will it be significant? Yes. Will it cause its own pump? Who knows? I think it could do. With that being said, thank you all very much once more for watching today's live stream. Bit of a different one for today, but just as big nonetheless. Again, seeing a glimpse of institutional documentation, talking about significant developments coming in regards to stablecoin regulations, to crypto, to blockchain, to AI. It's a very, very big deal. And again, if you want to know a lot more, get the ins and outs of it, I'll be putting down a much more detailed article, or I guess post about it, in the executive forum or in the channel for the information there. So go check that out. Again, there's a 7-day free trial going on right now. We're putting a lot more in there, like insider information type of things, as well as this sort of stuff as well. And yeah, there'll be a lot more coming tomorrow, I'm sure. I believe we're seeing just currently a liquidation with Bitcoin. We'll have to wait and see, but so far it's holding strong at this level. But I'm optimistic still. So yeah, have a great day, great evening, and great night to all of you. See you next time. And yeah, it'll be hopefully at normal time tomorrow. Catch you then.